You're dealing less damage, but you're also destroying all minions and then also recovering health for all destroyed minion, which I think that's the version of Gobbler. So Gobbler is the green version, kind of doing something similar. He's dealing 295% damage to the target, minor damage to the enemies. The caster nearby allies get plus 50% attack for 6 turns. So again, another situation to where you can use Grimm, regular version of Grimm, in conjunction with the costume version. You can level them both up. You want to keep 2 versions of Grimm. One will get the costume, one will get the regular version. You use the regular version, giving the defensive down. And then you can also give the attack up by him and also surrounding characters. So Grimm is in that situation where we talked about Ulmer giving the attack up. Again, blue being one of the situations, they don't have many attack up characters. So I would probably use Grimm attack up over Ulmer attack up just for survivability. So that will help out for sure. Obviously, Krampus has more attack up and will keep your guys alive a bit longer. But I like the costume version of Grimm for sure. They're kind of separate characters. So really solid for sure. And in terms of Titans, will get the nod potentially. I could see it even being on the 14-star Titans. There could be that situation there. Because the most important thing is keeping your stack. Offense, I think he's going to be great paired with himself in the regular version. And in terms of defense, I would definitely have the regular version on defense. All right, so Hotao, slow, dealing 160% damage to all enemies. All enemies get minus 30% accuracy for 4 turns. Chance to miss also applies to special skills, and all enemies receive minus 50% decrease for any healing received for 4 turns. Can't be cleansed. So when you compare him to the regular version deals more damage and a little bit more accuracy. So I like this. Hotao is actually kind of decent. I think I prefer the regular version in most cases. Obviously in the healing wars that's going to be relevant. But I think the biggest draw to using Hotao is going to be having the accuracy decrease. So the accuracy decrease at 40% and more damage is going to be that. I think it's okay. I think I like the regular version all in all. There may be a case to where you're going to want to use a costume version, but if you're using the regular version, you might as well level up the costume, and you can switch between the two if you need to use one or the other. So I don't think you need to level up multiple. You're just going to need one or the other. And if you have the costume and you plan on using the regular, it's beneficial to level up the costume so you get the bonus. Okay. All right, so Gormek costume. Destroying all minions from all enemies deals 180% damage to all enemies, and all allies recover 80 HP for each minion destroyed. So Gormek costume is going to be pretty sweet. I do like this. You're dealing less damage, but you're also destroying all minions and then also recovering health for all destroyed minion, which I think that's the version of Gobbler. So Gobbler is the green version, kind of doing something similar, but he's actually dealing damage to all enemies, running at average speed. So I think that helps. This might be a case where you use both together, having the defensive down plus you're dealing damage and killing the minions, but maybe not, because you're probably going to kill the minions. What is awesome about Gormek that I don't think most people understand is that you're destroying all the minions first, and then you're dealing damage and recovering. So that amount of damage might be substantially more because you're destroying all minions first and then you're dealing damage. So I do like Gormek costume, especially in this meta on offense, with there being a lot of minions that are flying around. Could be a great counter to like Bara. Obviously, you know, Teleria is giving all the minions and stuff like that. So if minions do get out of control, I do like that they have kind of these in check characters that are going to be destroying all minions. So I like him. He's pretty solid. Definitely way different than the regular version, though. And Cyprian. So all allies counterattacking with 60% of the damage received for 4 turns. So this is 125% target nearby enemies. I think this goes into the whole Boral discussion, which obviously they did the same thing. I'm not a big fan of only counterattacking for 60 and that being the only thing that Cyprian does. I don't think it's the best thing. I think you're probably better off. Cyprian is mostly a defensive character if you're going to use Cyprian, and it's probably going to fit into the tank position. I don't think it really changes depending on the counterattacking, whether Cyprian's in the tank or the flank. So giving the ability to counterattack for all allies, I think it's the same. You're going to want him in the tank position, and if he's in the tank position, you're going to want to be counterattacking with more. So the 4 turns versus the 5 turns, I think the regular version is just better. I'm not a big fan of Cyprian costume. I do like the costume itself. It looks pretty sweet. But as far as the ability and everything like that, not a big fan.
Begin your fantasy journey and know all the secret paths on your way to achieve ultimate victory. Join Gemstone Legends. Know 12 regions, beat powerful monsters to bring the peace. Join the adventure in Gemstone Legend.
Alright, so Kelile, all enemies receiving 304 burn damage over 2 turns. 3 damage, 320 to the target, receives 378 burn damage over 6 turns. This might be really sweet on offense. 304 burn damage over 2 turns at fast speed. You're going to be kind of burning them out. I'm going to go look at Gravemaker real quick. 304. So Gravemaker is 342 over 2 turns. Gravemaker's burn damage can be very annoying. You've got a similar effect of that. I think Kelile is better than most people would expect. Yeah, Kelile is going to be pretty decent. Unexpectedly so. 304 burn damage over 2 turns. I like her better than her regular version, I'll tell you that. A lot more damage. I think this is better than we expect. For a 4-star. Not going to be game changing. Obviously not that great against Titan, doesn't do anything against that. Offense is pretty sweet. And defense, this could actually be a flanking hero if you really are in a need. I don't think that I would put her in a regular position. But I mean, if she goes off twice, that's 604 burn damage over 4 turns. Yeah, I think that's relevant. Alright. Wukong. So Wukong dealing 210 damage to all enemies. And then the caster gets minus 20% defense for 3 turns, can't be cleansed. So this is a 4-star dealing 210 to all enemies. Obviously a completely different character. I'll tell you, more reliable in damage on offense. I don't think it's the worst character in the world because it's 310 damage to all enemies. Usually you have like 210 damage target and nearby enemies. And it's minor damage, where this is just flat at 210. And the minus 20% defense for 3 turns isn't that relevant. I think Wukong is probably better, the costume version, especially on offense, definitely better on offense than people would expect. It's a decent amount of damage, 210% for a 4-star. Probably more than people think.
Join the epic battle and lead your heroes to dominate other players. Become a true dragon rider. Gain perfect balance between combo attacks and tactical sense. Find the best equipment combination and dominate in Gemstone Legends.
Alright, so Sabina costume. All allies regenerating 609 HP over 3 turns. All enemies are immune to new buffs for 3 turns and also dispels all buffs from all enemies. So Sabina's interesting. Recovering. I like the heal a lot better for Sabina in the costume for sure. Sabina got a similar situation to Costume Regard. I think Costume Regard is just is better for sure, but still we're going to be really solid. So it also prevents them from getting new buffs and dispels all buffs. I think that's pretty sweet. That could be beneficial. I think probably really beneficial actually. I like the situation. There's not many characters that set it up so your enemies can't get new buffs for 3 turns. I think this could be relevant. And there is a possibility on kind of the annoying Titans that maybe Sabina comes into play. Especially because she doesn't deal damage and she's dispelling buffs and also setting it up so that they don't gain them. So this could maybe keep you alive against some of the Titans. But probably not my first choice. She does have 742 on her attack. Sabina costume is actually really sweet. I do like Sabina costume. And it's a unique character. So I'm picking it up. Alright, so Scarlett costume. Dealing 185% damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. Target nearby enemies also get 138 poison damage over 3 turns. Caster nearby allies are also getting 30% attack for 3 turns. So, quite a bit of stuff. I do like the offensiveness, and this is also at fast speed. That's a lot of different abilities, decent amount of damage, and then also setting it up with the attack increase. Situation where you could use the regular version and the costume version in conjunction with each other. I could see that. I think I like the... I don't know, it's so different though. Because I love Scarlett's ability to give the attack decrease for 6 turns. And then this is setting it up so all your allies are getting the attack increase. In terms of Titans, I mean, obviously, Ares is going to be better on Titans for target and nearby allies. Sorry. There is... I'm trying to think of the other ones that are giving attack increase in red. There's a possibility for sure that this cracks into the Titans. Yeah, there is a possibility. Interesting. So I do like Scarlett. Scarlett's pretty sweet. Hey, nice. Did I miss him? Yeah, I missed Chao. Interesting. I'm glad you mentioned that. Alright, so Chao deals 275% damage to the target. The caster steals generated mana from the target over 4 turns, starting low and increasing to the last turn. Effect all mana is stolen. So this is a fast Onatel, essentially. Dealing damage to the target, but it's only a single target. Versus dealing 315 to the target and reduces mana by 25%. So a little bit less damage and then just increasing the mana. I think Chao is... it's okay. Very fast wars might be kind of cool, might be interesting, to where Chao is always kind of like stealing mana. I don't think it really does anything amazing. Not going to be that great against Titans. I would say that he's about average with everything. Nothing really too wild or over the top about what he does. I think it helps. Oh, I don't think I talked about Colen. Yeah, I didn't talk about Colen. Gosh, guys, I'm forgetting Colen. Deals 240% damage to all enemies. All enemies received 204 damage over 3 turns. 180, 6 turns. Yeah, so costume Colen is definitely better. 240 to all enemies and also 204 burn damage. The burn damage is obviously higher for this Colen, but this is going to be over 3 turns, and they're going to be getting more burn. Because what's that? 665, 350. What is that? I'm gonna do a calculator right now. Wait a second. All right, so what is that? 384 divided by 6. Was it 384? 348. So you're gonna be getting 68 over 3 turns instead of 58 over 6 turns. But you're also getting a lot more damage up front.